What's good, listeners? Our guest on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show, is 11-time daytime Emmy Award winner and X Games gold medalist, Kristos Andrews. And as he starts to merge himself on in right now, we got him live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show. How you doing, fam?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Well, hey, we're fabulous.
Ooh,
we're just beyond amazed. I'm actually kind of
loving it.
Yeah, as we were doing this behind the scenes, a lot of moving parts were happening, but we're just so excited to have you on, Kristos. And let's get right on into it because you grew up in Santa Monica, right in the area skateboarding originated, known as Dogtown. And it's my understanding that friends in the local area introduced you to skateboarding, showing off skateboarding videos. So, like, I know when I was growing up, I was obsessed with Bam Margera and CKY, which later got me introduced to, like, Danny Way, Eric Costin, and, Rodney Mullen's kind of wacky lifestyle, with his cool tricks. What were those skateboard videos growing up that you were inspired by?
I definitely was inspired by pretty much everyone you mentioned. Danny Way would always take it really big. He was really cool when I met him at the X Games. Really, really cool guy. Always getting injured, but always recovering.
Right. Every time I see that Great Wall of China, when he jumped that is one of the most astounding things ever. But every time I looked at your old skateboard videos back in the day, you were very much being that street skater lifestyle. What were some of those street skaters that you stuck to in your early days?
I guess I liked, ever since I saw Jamie Thomas sort of get the closest to doing the leap of faith, which was such a massive drop. I always liked watching him. And then Andrew Reynolds, he would take it he had good style. I liked watching him. And then a few, even Jeremy Rogers, who I sort of became like somewhat friends with later on. And I used to go skating with the Powell and Bones team for a little spell, and
that's cool.
Watch you. I honestly used to. I didn't realize it was.
Well, because you went through the phase that all of us did.
I used to go. No, this is before it was on television. Before it was huge. Before it was like a thing. I would go to all these skate competitions and stuff, hang out, have a couple of drinks, relax and have fun. And it was just such a great vibe. And for me, watching skateboarding become an Olympic sport, becoming something new and awesome, and giving back to communities that don't have really an outlet is one of the best things. And you're one of the pioneers of that, Kristos. That's to me, amazing to give back to.
Yeah, and I've read online that you view skateboarders as athlete meets rock star. Like, how so? Why is that lifestyle? And has that even resembled in your acting career?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's wild. The sport itself is rogue. It's not like that. It's not like the typical American, backed and safety precautionary, all that. No, it's just rogue, and it's got a sort of, it's got a rebel culture to it, and by nature, and you have to be sort of creative. Like, skateboarding is very creative, like especially street skating, where you're just finding different ways to skate different things. The things that already exist, but you're finding creative ways to sort of express yourself with the board and skate and do different tricks and all this stuff. It's nice. It's you got to be sort of like with a crew of a good team to skate around with and get creative with, and kind of go run and gun and just do things in a way that's pushing the limits and the boundaries and what's normal all the time. And I do feel like it translates over to my career here.
That's interesting, because I want to throw you this quote out, Kristos, because you might have heard of this phrase before, but skateboarding is an art and your skateboard is your brush. Maybe you've heard of that philosophy. And do you consider skateboarding in your filmmaking has this brush, helped you, inspire you to become that actor, producer, and director in the entertainment industry?
Yeah, it's helped me sort of, just push limits and kind of take fears as like a nice challenge, take just like a big drop on a skateboard or a big rail or something, and you kind of just size it up and plan it out and enjoy the process of failing forwards and eventually landing.
Yeah,
and I definitely
enjoy, but just real quickly, just enjoying the process of failing forward. Like, to me, that's amazing, because you cannot succeed and win without a fail. Nobody's born amazing, right? We all have to learn that and keep going. And I know those little drops of nugget wisdom, Kristos, dropping here. Thank you.
Hey, I'm just saying because 2021 was certainly a pivotal year for many industries, such as television and film. And this is kind of where I'm trying to set this up because COVID-19 has forced productions to adapt, transform, shift, and innovate to stay ahead of the curve. And I always feel like maybe some of that skateboarding element is possibly helped you. And what new trends do you see emerging, and where do you think the entertainment industry is heading in 2022?
It's funny. It's like we keep walking into the unknown, and we don't we don't fully. All we know is we got to be quick on our feet, ready
so true.
Yeah, ready
adapt, right?
Well, I know your show, The Bay on Amazon Prime, has grown a massive success on the platform. And how do you feel about streaming services dominating movie studios in recent years?
I think it's what's always meant to be. It's interesting. I mentioned in The Bay, and we've been so accustomed to sort of going through the jungle of unknown. We didn't actually necessarily know the whole streaming entire industry would change, and streaming would take over completely. And we just kind of started in that space and did the best work we could do, and just found a pocket in the business, the industry, just to have a platform to release it upon.
But do you feel like streaming service has been a benefit for your series, The Bay?
Yeah, I do. I feel like it's been a blessing because it's been deemed as a pioneer of that sort of part of the business, the streaming part. It just so happened that we released like on Amazon Prime Video, and I feel like it's been helpful because it's been deemed a pioneer in that space, but it just happened to be a part of our journey that way.
And you have your 7th season coming up. Congratulations on that. And I know that you shot it in Puerto Rico. So how was the experience out there? Like, this is like, I love destination places.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a really nice time there. It was ironic being so tempted to go enjoy the paradise while having so much content to shoot.
Absolutely. But, I want to go back on this whole streaming services dominating movie studios because it seems like the only successful films coming out of the box office in 2021 was Spider-Man No Way Home. And all I hear from millennials in the new year is their excitement for the Batman and Marvel's Moon Knight. So with independent television and film companies linking up or either being bought out around the world, has the streaming revolution been good for the entertainment industry? Because I know it's been benefiting the Bay so far, but I'm talking about, let's just put, the Bay on the shelf for a second. Now, we already know you guys have gotten numerous awards with the Bay, but how do you see is this a good thing?
Yeah, I feel like it's evolution generally. I think it comes down to the viewer just having the luxury to tune in at their own, whim. It's video on demand, VOD, SVOD.
Yeah, because you guys are very like soap opera, on a level. And we know as millennials and Gen Zs, we're starting to cut the cable. We don't want to be anything apart, of that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, I have Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus for my daughter.
Do you see that being like the new forefront, like moving forward, where we're going to start seeing less of these like well-known shows showing up on cable, and most of the majority of good content is going to start showing up on streaming services?
Yeah, I think we're already there. I think that's the way it is already.
Yes, read the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I think that's so true, Kristos. And and how long have you been in the entertainment industry?
I think now 12 years. Yeah.
12 years. I think that's totally incredible.
You've won 11 Emmys in those 12 years. That's amazing. I mean, seriously, think about it, people. That's an Emmy a year at least, right? If you break out just obviously you got in a couple of years at a time. But wow, I mean, that shows a dedication to the craft.
But I guess my thing is,
that's not just your pretty face. No, to
but
be honest, it's not just your pretty face.
But you're 12 years in the game, so like, why are you doing this? Like, you had the skateboarding going so well, so why are you doing this now?
Yeah, that's a good question. Just switching. So it was definitely, like, I know I mentioned a gap called the leap of faith, but this was a leap of faith in life where I was just, I had a moment where you just think ahead. I thought ahead as much as I could. I imagined myself, in my 30s, 40s, and so forth.
And you're thinking, I can't be skateboarding for this long. I mean, you're kind of resembling like Johnny Knoxville. I was just watching his interview last night. He was on Jimmy Kimmel. He's like, man, I'm about to be 50. I can't keep doing this for so long. But maybe in the entertainment industry, working in filmmaking, because whether it be writing, producing, directing, or acting, I mean, you've done it all. And I guess my question is, like, which one do you like to do the most?
I feel like in life, each thing has its time, each thing has its chapter. And I felt that, all right, skateboarding, it was the thing that I was growing up upon. Like, I was growing up with skateboarding, and it helped me to establish my identity, and it helped me to establish a good circuit of friends and a team and how to work together and accomplish things together. And it was fun to push the limits and to conquer fears, and just get better disciplined at conquering fears with planning, and it was also a form of art. It was fun, but I had to also understand that this was a chapter of life, and I should be open. I shouldn't just stick to the first chapter and just carry that on stubbornly through life, but nothing against those who know that's their life, journey. But I felt something else calling, and I knew I had to be open to it. And one chance led to another chance that just naturally brought me into this different career. And I just knew I need to be open to it. And I needed to have the faith to actually make the switch, despite anyone's, anyone.
Well, Kristos, it's clearly working out, okay? It's clearly working out for you, and you've absolutely made the right move. And how does it feel when you earn so many awards and honors? Like, do you feel satisfied? Are you still hungry?
I appreciate that question. I'm definitely still hungry, still feeling like it's just the beginning. I feel like I'm just, coming out the process of training and proving it, and working really hard as I can. I know I've been just going nonstop for literally like the last 12 years, I feel like. And I think I am finding that center of balance where I understand myself as a professional.
Did the center of balance come through when everything went on hold? Like, all of our lives paused when the pandemic kicked in. So when you're going, I'm assuming, a decade in, and then all of a sudden it's like, Kristos, you're going to have to kick back. The Bay, we're putting that on hold. What were some of those things you were doing behind the scenes to fuel your creative juices?
It was nice to have the introspective that the pandemic puts us in by default. I feel like a lot of us share the same thing, where we had a lot of things on the shelf and a lot of thoughts that were brewing around that you needed to sort of process still. And it gave me the opportunity to do that and meditate on a lot of things. And it helped to form more clarity and more direction about life itself in general. It really helped me to sturdy my step, I guess, in moving forward. So as we do, if we come to a place of more normality or not, I at least know that processing has had its chance, and it's nice.
I think that's really cool.
You're like a wine. You got to let it sit, let it age.
Okay.
A little bit.
Let the aroma kick in just a little bit. But how much has your life changed after the Emmy Awards? I'm so fascinated by that concept. Like, do you feel like you have more leverage in the game now that you hold these trophies? Like, I'm shocked I'm not even seeing it right now. I mean, I've seen your wall. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I see one right there. Yeah. Oh my God. Stinky would have bit me.
Look at the background, homie. Kristos knows how to throw his game out there. Come on now.
No, I think that is so cool because, like Marissa already jumped on it. I mean, you've been recognized with 11 Daytime Emmy Awards. And do you really need number 12? I mean, do you need number 12?
Well, I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say no to it, but I don't think I needed.
But what's that next award? I mean, is there anything greater than, an Emmy Daytime Award, or is there something that you're so ambitious that you're like, you know what, Chris, this has been scratching at my noggin, and I know in this new decade, this is what I'm going after. Have you thought about that?
It's a bit of that and a bit of just going with the flow and whatever's, whatever I feel like is coming into my life journey naturally. I'll just do the best I can. I'll just do the best I can. It could mean, film. I've done in the last year more film, and we'll see if that leads to those,
You remind me a little bit of a young Anthony Hopkins. And I say that in a way that because Anthony Hopkins cared about the craft, not how many awards he won. If he got it, he took the accolades with grace, which you're doing too. And I like how you're just focusing on, I'm with the flow, I'm doing my craft, my passion, working with a team I love. And that to me was like one reason why I love Anthony Hopkins so much, right? It's just this appreciation of that. And also our fans, your fans, not ours, like I wish, right? Your fans appreciate.
Oh, they're watching now.
Showing that, right? But I mean that like humbleness from the heart. I want to see more of that in our industry.
But Kristos, I do want to acknowledge how groovy it is that your sister, Celeste, who is an Emmy Award-winning actress and producer, is a part of the Bay, which I think is so cool that you guys can check out now on Amazon Prime. And how do you make the brother-sister duo work for this long without the cat scratch fever?
That's it's interesting. One would presume we would have that, sibling banter or sibling just troublesomeness, but we support each other in a way that's just, we've found a way to just be as light and pure about it as we can. And like, we both went through a childhood where we had to have each other's backs in a lot of moments. And I think that's something that sticks deeply and as a soul to each other. And we're just like, like, the rest of life isn't that big of a deal. All we know is we got to just kind of be there for each other. And that's a really nice thing. I'm very grateful for Celeste and my whole family.
That's so cool. And, I was digging up research on your family, and it's my understanding that your mom, Catherine, was a renowned artist with both the Prince of Darkness and the Beacon of Light. Ozzy Osbourne and Pope Paul II admiring your mother's artwork. And what was the advice your mom gave you about pursuing your artistic career?
I love that you asked because she's been so highly encouraging about it. Like, I even remember I was like, Mom, what university do you think about, like, through amongst these options I'm considering? And she said, what for? And I was like,
she's British. I can hear that already.
Yeah, she just said this straight up, those two words. And I was like, oh, I kind of get what you mean. Like, I was just going with what everyone else was doing and making those similar plans. And she just really, really encouraged me to just follow my dreams now. I could go back to school later. Just put my all into just doing what I can in a creative way.
I think that is so cool. And, thank you again, Kristos Andrews, for joining the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show. And what can our listening audience anticipate from the Bay's upcoming series releasing in May?
A lot of fun, a lot of action, a lot of crazy, heartfelt moments. Intensity and a lot of adventure.
Yeah, and a lot more Emmy wins coming. You know what? You guys are amazing. I love this show. Much more success coming for you guys in 2022. And thank you again for joining the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
Thank you.
Ciao, Bellas. Thank you.
Peace.